Okay, that is a gap closer for sure. That does very well with the Empower.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a, I won't say a no-brainer, but it looks
I
very,
mean,
very good.
every hero they banned out was a no-brainer, I feel. This goes back to the too many counters to Drow Ranger, right?
The counters.
5
Yeah.
seconds.
All right.
I like this one though because when you get the Aghanim Scepter now on Phantom Assassin, which has come into popularity quite a bit more. I mean, you swap her out, and then she just kills the Vengeful Spirit on top of where you swapped her out. Her abilities come off a cooldown, you go into Drow Ranger again. Simple as.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Just dying.
Just dying. Simple as, yeah. Axe picked up next. It's a decent initiator for them, but cancels the Blink Dagger pretty well with the Berserker's Call, but Beastmaster picked up next. I think Drow's going to struggle way too much this game. They have all these tools to get on top of him and then stun him out with like the RP, the Roar, the Arrow. These are such lengthy stuns.
Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Like I said, again, it's just a little too early for the Drow pickup, and you've got some very nice ways of dealing with it. I don't know. Like, what do you
ban now?
Oh, they even ban out the Storm Spirit themselves here. I guess they are very, very light on the lockdown. When you consider the fact that, you'd have to use a major ultimate coming off of 2 of these heroes, and then Arrow is not reliable.
Mm-hmm.
The
RP
makes
is
sense
pretty,
that they would ban that.
Yeah, RP is pretty telegraphed. Arrow, you need something to set up for in the Roar, so banning at the Storm Spirit. They'll probably ban out another Spirit along with this Void.
Probably
or
Void. I would say Void because Bryle's just... they ban at the Undying. Oh, Dubu.
Leave Dubu alone.
Bully, please. What's the final ban here? Because they still need a mid, and they need something that's going to be able to
10 seconds.
Be tempo, make some moves on the map along with X. What about something like an Invoker?
On the side
On
of
fun.
fun.
Invoker?
I do like it. That would slow down a lot of what For Fun wanted, or sorry, what catJAMMERS wants to do. Like burning their mana is pretty nice. And again,
it's tornado to reset things too, back everybody out. Give a buff to the Drow Ranger as well.
I think they need somebody else to sit in front, though. Clockwork is a bit of an initiator, and so is Axe, but I think you need somebody to set up a good initiation for Axe. Like, he just want to go in the very first. You need somebody to start things for him and have the enemies go on them. Then he sets up an excellent call. And I think that's what they were thinking when they banned out the Kunkka there. The Storm Spirit, they were just, worried about that lack of lockdown.
10 seconds.
So I really don't know how they round this one out. They need somebody else that can do damage, though, and that's what they're lacking right now. Somebody else that can kind of punish them for if they commit super hard on the Drow Ranger, because that's how a while ago, I keep quoting this game, but how this catJAMMERS actually Invoker, and I don't hate that either. It stops some really good initiations from like Axe, Vengeful Spirit, Clockwork when you can disengage the enemy team with a tornado of your own and then burn their mana with the EMP afterwards. It makes a lot of sense to me.
There's so many good initiators too setting up here for catJAMMERS, right? You've got the Magnus is obviously the big boy, but again, like we talked about, you throw out a tornado, everybody gets into position, you get Magnus in there, get Beastmaster in there, can help set up an Arrow too with like the Cold Snap. I really like that. Actually, for the side of catJAMMERS, I think it could have been really good for fun too, and I'm not sure what they're going to pick up now, because they're just really. I don't want to say that's not the right word. Trying to think of what the right word is, but it just feels like catJAMMERS have all the pieces that fit together very nicely, and it's easy to figure out how they want to do this. Whereas for fun, it's a little bit harder to execute, right?
The ease of execution, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I talk about that one a lot. So they definitely have that. PA is definitely an ease of execution hero. You press the dagger, you jump on top of the hero, you blow it up, you go to the next guy. But with like the Drow Ranger, you need to be very careful, especially when you're sieging. Games can turn on their head very fast. You need to throw out like the medallions onto it. You need Force Staff. You need Lotus Orbs. And if you mess it up, it's just game over. They take the Viper. And you know what? I kind of like that one to round off their draft. you throw that nether toxin on top of whatever target the PA wants to jump on top of the PA when you're killing her. Suddenly she doesn't have her evasion, she doesn't have her crit, so she needs to get the BKB in order to take these fights. Yes, HFN is still happy to jump on Eternal Envy underneath that nether toxin, but it makes it a lot more difficult when you don't have that 50% evasion and crit.
I'm just not sold on it. I understand what they want to do with it, and I think it was a decent choice. And I'm not sure what they would have picked up otherwise, honestly, at this rate. But I just feel like it's still an uphill battle for fun, in all honesty. But I look forward to watching it. I think that Brax is probably going to have some really good initiation. I think that he's going to be able to provide a situation for Envy to be able to go and just wail away on people. But I'm also just concerned that they have so much counter initiation coming out from catJAMMERS as well. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to play this very carefully.
Yeah. So I definitely prefer catJAMMERS lineup as well. I think taking the Drow Ranger that early in draft, it's just a mistake, Moxxi.
They just did it, I guess, Eternal Envy. Have you seen? I just found out recently, Eternal Envy has an Instagram, and that boy is going through a glow up. Dude got his eyebrows needled. He's been posting pictures of himself like at the gym and stuff. I think he was like skateboarding and fell off his skateboard. Like this dude is, he's leveling himself up. So maybe he's just feeling that powerful. He's like, you know what? Give me that Drow Ranger. I want it. I don't care. They can counter me. He's got that anime art going enough, He's powerful.
I don't care. I'm with Jenkins on this one where he says, these people, they're just too far into being degenerates. It doesn't matter what they do.
Oh my God.
Eternal Envy is always going to be Eternal Envy. There's nothing. He can get all the Instagram followers he wants. He can thread his eyebrows. He can be in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 for all I care. He's still going to be the anime guy who throws video games.
I mean, I didn't say he wasn't still the anime guy who throws video games. I'm just saying that he's got some confidence for himself. And you know what? We need more gamers that have confidence in themselves.
Now, hold on. I don't think Envy ever had anything other than confidence for himself.
Okay, I can't comment on that. I'm just talking in general. I think the other day, Rhinessa posted something that was just like, do you ever feel weird to like compliment your male friends? And like a bunch of people were like, yeah, I don't really do that. Because you know what? You're all wonderful. You're all wonderful human beings, except for the guys that watch anime. No, I'm just kidding. But
that's me. What do you mean?
You're a wonderful human being, Neph, and I'm very grateful that you're here with me today. Same thing to you, Sakai. I know that you're quiet behind the mic because you're running production. You're awesome. Chat, you're awesome. Stay awesome. I feel like, we could all use a little more positivity in our lives.
I agree, production. She's lying.
I'm not lying. What's wrong with you people?
Here, I'm talking into my ear. All right. Looks like they're curious about where I guess they're just pinging out the Viper right now. So obviously going to be heading mid. I'm also curious about what build he's going to go. I'm a big believer in. Well, he's probably not going to do this one. Whenever I play Viper, I go the low skill build, where you refuse to
just
interact with the enemy. Yeah, you go Nether Toxin, max that out first. You drop that onto the mid lane. You interact with the enemy mid as little as possible so he can't outplay you. And then you go and you click Nether Toxin onto the creep wave afterwards.
Do you really feel like Ryoya's just gonna
no, absolutely not.
Just cowered out of mid? Come on now. He wants to fight Bryle. Look at him.
Ryoya can easily hold his own in the lane against Bryle. They're both top tier mid players. He doesn't need to do what I do. He's good at this video game. We'll see what he does, though. I'm curious what skill he will pick up first against Bryle, because if Bryle goes boss Wex, you're not going to have much kill potential on him. If you go for that poison attack, yes, you'll have a bit more kill potential when you rotate from lane to lane, but Nether Toxin will allow you to farm a little bit faster, and that's not something Evoker's able to do. He just kind of sit under his wave. Doesn't really have the same neutral creep killing ability that Viper has when he's got Nether Toxin.
Cold snap over onto Brax. King, though, using the battery assault, we'll just push them back away from him for now. So what's the likelihood here of Brax just getting a level or two and then just starting to cut the wave and Snake King making rotations?
I don't know, probably not that likely. Because if you just start cutting the wave, then he gives PA a pretty big opportunity to farm. I think he wants to contest him as much as possible. Yeah, it is very easy to get those last hits under tower. When you're this caliber of player, you don't miss last hits under tower. So you're giving a lot up.
Dubu taking a little bit of damage here from snaking. It'll allow Brax to go pick up that room. Everybody making their way back to this lane. HFN gonna get a couple value clicks. He does it.
Yeah. But Roy, you can get level 1 Nether Toxin. That's definitely the build. It does a lot. Like the scaling of it's pretty good as well. At level 1, you just becomes too difficult for the Invoker to really contest. Yeah. Drops it under the creep wave. You're going to be able to get the range creep no problem. Off to a good start there. But probably not going to see a bunch of action in the mid lane. We want to be keeping our eyes elsewhere. The bottom with Snake. Yeah. Bottom lane down here. That's what I'm interested in.
They gave Dubu something besides the Undying. This is his chance. Chance to shine as he skewers people under the tower like that. Look at him. Grabs 2 of them. Of course, they're very, very tanky, so that's a decent amount of damage off over onto Snake King. He's going to be forced to use that Tango.
But, they do a bit of damage, but not that much. And Dubu, they know what he's got right now, so they know to watch out for that skewer. He got that at level 1, and they're pretty far away from the tower now, so he's not going to be able to drag them back.
And again, he is level 1 at this point, so not too many tricks coming out of these Magnosaurus sleeves.
We talked about that a couple times. How do they change Shockwave around? It gives you the pullback and the slow duration. So if you're on top of a hero, you drop the Shockwave. It guarantees that you're able to get the skewer off on them and then pull them into your tower. It's a nice little trick that you're able to do. But, he's just manual moding it right now. Not waiting for level 2, just trying to walk behind the heroes and drag them to the tower regardless.
Yeah, but it's still a threat, right? The fact that they have to reposition themselves, and he's doing it just by, moving around. So it's still pretty good, in my opinion. We haven't talked about this top lane very much, though.
No, I mean, they're probably just going to play this one safe as well. Moo is going to just use Wave of Terror to trade with Aoi. That's one of the things that Vengeful Spirit is very good with. All right, dewards the camp. But, yeah, probably just play this as a safer lane. You don't have a ton of kill potential here. Level up probably the Vengeance or at level 2.
Bit of an arrow there, caught by Moo's face. He's got to be careful. They do have this force slow.
Yeah, he's trying to trade Aoi back, so he just didn't get away with free right clicks. He ended up taking a lot more because of it. Mid lane?
Lane, there it is. Ryoya gets the kill on Brile before Brile can get that experience. So Viper pretty happy with that. If you're going to trade, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, you get the first blood bonus as well. And so level 4 to the Invoker's 3. And this just gets harder and harder for the Invoker as well. Up to go 2 points to poison attack. And then corrosive skin. So he's going a little bit more aggressive in this lane.
You like to see it. Stacking up over here on Brile. Taking a decent chunk of damage too. So that's plenty of tangos though, expecting all that harass. What are you doing over here, Aoi? We looking for a courier snipe, or gonna go and arrow up a creep?
Mid lane. Look at Roya just zone Brile out of the lane. This is normally so hard to do against a Crosswex Invoker, but if you give like a Viper a little bit of an advantage in lane, suddenly the lane becomes so hard. He's just diving. He doesn't care that cold snaps on him.
He doesn't care, and he's got to be careful here. Oh man, that's a lot of stacks on Brile. Oh yeah, though, Aoi's here. They want to get this kill turned back around, and they manage to take down the Viper. Playing very, very tightly. Look at.
I mean, there's your punishment for it. That feels pretty bad. I mean, you're winning the lane so hard on one hand, and now you're going to be pretty far behind. Brile's going to be level 5 by the time you come back to lane. You're not going to get off that kind of aggression that you had before. And of course, because he's playing Quas Wex, he's got 3 points into Quas now. Check this out. All right, switch it back. 19 points of regen per second right now. He's going to be back up to full. No time at all. No need to spend money on regen.
Good. I have to say, Dubu's doing a great job down here in this bottom lane of keeping them off of HFN, because this guy is sitting at 29 and 6 right now for CS. And if HFN gets this farm early, he has a good lane, he's going to absolutely dominate. And there's just not too much that, you know, Brax can do right here by himself. Moon, you know, not Moon, sorry. I'm so used to seeing Moon on the clockwork. Snake King, you know, was trying to make some plays here. Skewer back underneath the tower. Not quite far enough, though, to go and get some of that damage, so. He's going to be poking a little bit over here at Brax. He needs to be careful, though, because he spins. They hurt. Oh, he's got the call! Dubu! He's got the fairy fire. Enough. He's just barely survives. Dagger gets thrown out by HFN.
I was so certain that Dubu would be dead there. He got so lucky. Brax just got no spins there with all those creeps on top of him. That's how you know you're a good Dota player. You win those dice rolls, you're good to go. It's the #1 way to improve at mid as well, Moxxi. You know, just win that 50-50, get the rune spawn on the side that you need to spawn at.
It's all a chance of luck, you know?
Yeah. Brax has to be careful now. He's sitting at only 300 HP. Dubu's got Shockwave and Skewer as well. I think if HFN ran at him, pretty big kill potential here.
HFN not hitting creeps when there's creeps to hit? Come on now.
I guess
it's still, it's like 6 minutes in this laning stage here. He's gonna hit creeps. Unless he's absolutely forced not to. Cold Snap comes out here with the arrow onto Ryoya. The jump forward coming out from Owie. Viper Strike gets used, but Owie I don't think really cares. Gonna keep leaping away. Has a Fairy Fire and can just TP home if needed. And he doesn't even need to. He's absolutely fine.
His lane, it was going so heavily in Ryoya's favor at the start of it, but you know, he played too aggressively. That's something that that can happen on Viper, you know. You're feeling really strong. You can dive the enemy tower, but he got hit by Cold Snap. He took way too much damage there. Then, of course, Owie with a couple of these rotations has pushed the lane back in Bryle's favor.
Ooh, they want Brax real bad. Dubu's here. Shockwave, Skewer under the tower. I don't even think Bryle needed to be here, but you know what? Take a kill for his troubles.
Yeah. You know, you might as well. The mid lane's pushed in anyway, so you don't lose a whole lot for doing that rotation there.
I think they also had the vision of them rotating. I don't believe they used a smoke for that. So perhaps that's why he was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to dip bottom, get myself a kill, and then I'll head back. But Bryle having a great game here.
Definitely improved from the start of this. And Envy, triple Wraith Band he's going for. The power treads now. Classic Envy.
Okay. Wants that boar real bad.
I mean, yeah. It is definitely worth it to commit onto the boards because that's like his entire.
How are we making his rotation here? They'll collect over on the X.
It's like every time he moves, he managed to find a kill for his teammates.
What are these pings?
Oh, I mean,
all right, well, Bryle, if he's gonna acquiesce and just walk up onto the high ground here, he's got the tornado, he's got the ghost walk, and that's the end of that engagement. It's a little weird. I feel like they needed more damage, and they definitely need to be carrying detection.
Yeah, it was the detection on the Viper right now, actually. He's holding the Dust of Appearance. They didn't think that the Invoker would just walk up here onto this hill, I feel. So they're waiting for Bryle to be, I guess, like close to the creep wave, close to the Viper. Here they go. You got the dust on him, but when he's this far behind the tower, you can't really get him. He's healing so much per second. 26
and then you've got
HP
Owie nearby, too. Like, you've got this... person who can come to your rescue, so it makes it very difficult.
They smoke up, but it's so hard to kill Quaswex Invoker. All right, here we go.
Again, he just
Tornado
dives out. Oh, the arrow! No, doesn't quite connect over onto Ryoya. Moo opening up, though, and again, there it is. There's the dust. Owie's here, though. Turn back around, and they have to scatter.
Yep.
They can't go for the side. Moon Meander standing nearby as well. They turn this around. Looks like they're going to try to get the kill on Snake King. Walks into the arrow. Oh, no. He will fall now. Dubu's here. He takes that Viper Strike like a champ. So it's looking like this position 5 Magnus is going to go down. Tries to skewer himself away. HFN, though, trying to man fight over here on the side. This is looking very tasty here for Brax if he wants to try to jump in there. The arrow goes in, though, and they'll be able to go collect a kill onto Ryoya now as Brax forced to run away. And he's just getting cold snap, daggered, everything in the kitchen sink on this poor axe. As the Fairy Fire gets the call up. Oh, so close. So close.
One hero after another going down there. It's the 3-for-1 trade. I mean, when you're just losing your position 5 Magnus, you know, you're pretty happy about that. Almost, I look like 800 net worth swing, almost 1,000 XP. And, you know, all Magnus really has going for him is he's using power on PA. So you're happy to give him up, especially if he doesn't even have RP yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the downside of the position 5 Magnus, right? Is the fact that he's not going to have that 6 online, like an offline or whatnot. Oh, but Dubu putting Axe up on a pedestal over here. Frost arrows come out. So, you know, Brack's just going to chill. He makes a beautiful statue, I have to say. Dubu, though, going to get held over here in the cogs here by Snake King. And they should be able to collect themselves a kill. They'll collect themselves some bounty runs, too. Brax's TPs are on cooldown.
Oh no, Brax, I am so sorry.
They're gonna try to use the cogs to push him down. Oh no.
I'm so sorry, Brax.
We're gonna look away from that. Let's go look at the top tower where Moon Meander's doing a little bit of pushing here with the boars.
Man, that messes with his game so much. I mean, he's
know.
level 6. His TP is on cooldown for like 80 seconds when he came down. They had just gotten the tower. It's going to be on cooldown. It's going to be on cooldown again after he teleports to get out of it.
At least he can teleport to his own tower.
Brax deserves better.
I'm a big Brax fan. He's a wonderful person. Somebody please sponsor this man. He's been pinging and just adding every single fast food business and Suns fan, and still no one will sponsor this man. One of the nicest off-laners, NA.
I'd like to blame Suns fan more than anything else, to be honest with you.
Everyone does. Where's Sunsy?
Yeah, they did the bottom tower. They hit the bottom tower with the catapult. The Eternal Envy takes that one out. We're trying to slow it down a little bit by throwing out arrows, but they're not able to do so.
God, look at the moves over here, mid lane.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow. Just gonna skirt around the edges. They have the vision too. They've got that ward over on the side, so they'll see the Vengeful Spirit teleporting in. But the rest of the team does feel like they're really hugging the side. They saw that Moonlight happen. They don't want to put themselves in an awkward position. So HFN just going back, doing what he does best, hitting the creeps. Might push out this wave a little bit more. And 4 heroes on the side of For Fun. Now in the mid lane, looking to take this mid tower.
Yep. And what are you doing, H? Alright, he TPs to his triangle because it's a safer area of the map to farm and it's close to the mid lane. Alright, makes sense to me. Magnus, moving close to the mid lane.
Right into Eternal Envy. Let's open up with that urn. Snake King hitting over onto the boars. We'll go and separate them though. And on the back lines, here they go. They find Brax. And he's totally split up from the rest of the team, but Brow's taking a lot of damage over here from Ryoya. But again, they're all split up. Another arrow tossed out. It's going to give a little bit of vision. No one's going to get hit by it. Bryle just give it a couple clicks here to Brax.
But right now we're seeing what you were talking about and why they banned out the Storm Spirits. It's the lack of catch. So these heroes initiated, the fight didn't go well for them, but they're all able to disengage. HFN, of course, not really able to run in at this point because he doesn't have the items. He's just farming up his triangle.
Desolator, but he definitely needs that BKB. That's going to be very, very important for him.
Yep.
So sit back, everybody. We've got a while to go.
Invading the enemy jungle right now. This is an aggressive play.
Well, you know that everyone's over here in this mid lane. Oh, nice hook shot, though, coming out from Snake King as he manages to go get the hold on to Bryle. Bryle already has that force staff, though. I don't think they were expecting that.
Oh, Snake King, get down, Mr. President. Love that
arrow for Envy. But that's about it. HFN has Alacrity on him, thinking about maybe jumping in here over onto Ryoya. He's already used that Nether Toxin. He just goes down so quickly. My goodness. Casual arrow doesn't quite connect over onto Moo. And Moon Meander's just farming up the jungle. There's not much here left for Envy.
There really isn't. I mean, it's rough this game. When your Viper has a bad game as well, it becomes even harder. He's 2-5 right now. I mean, he got the first blood. He won that trade. He got the XP and gold from it. But then ever since then, you know, he hasn't had a foothold on this game, I feel. And catJAMMERS, I think they've noticed that. And they've just been trying to make his game a little bit worse because of that. And he hasn't gotten around to finishing his first item, this mechanism, yet. And that would give him a lot more survivability, but he needs to make space for Eternal Envy because that's just how these Drow Ranger lineups work.
Tempo's just off at this point. He struggled a little bit too much in that mid lane. And now he's trying to go into recovery mode, but they just keep putting this pressure down, so he's not able to do what a Viper needs to do right now for his Drow. So a lot of this pressure is being placed over on Brax, and like we said, Brax had the unfortunate misfortune to get cliffed, and that slowed down his game quite a bit. He had a lot of good momentum going, but they've got the Moonlight Shadow. They see Snake King. Jump forward here. Brax is here, but doesn't want to engage on this. Doesn't know how many other heroes are there. Nice tornado being thrown out here. Moo will get clipped by it. Dubu's here. He's going to give a couple hits off. Moon Meander should be able to finish him off as HFN ducks in onto the back lines here over to Ryoya. And again, like we said, he's not very tanky. He doesn't have the items. Even go for the roars, they just slice him apart. And that is all 5 heroes on the side of catJAMMERS. Getting a couple kills and now getting the tower.
I mean, we are 50 minutes in the game. It's a level 10 Viper, and he doesn't have his first real item completed. No mechanism. It feels so awful, and it's what's allowing PA to just jump on top and blow him up so early in this game. He's got no armor either, and just like the 6+3, PA will rip right through that with the Desolator.
As she has. This is a little ballsy here from Envy. I guess they know exactly where they are, so that's why he's kind of playing in the bottom half of this map, but he has no escape. He's got no defensive items. So he shows up on this wave, and look at this. Yeah, they ping it out. They're like, oh, hey, Jackie.
Yep, his TP just comes off a cooldown now. I think he's going to be...
Do they do it in time? They don't... Oh, they have the cold snap.
snap.
Double cancel off the TP. There's no mana left over on Envy. Got the tornado being thrown out here into an era, and just like that, Bryle's unstoppable. Now we do have the return of nope, too late. Too late. They know. They know immediately. Like no one else is on the map. Time to go. Is it bad? I almost said the revenge sing.
No.
It's like Neph will laugh, but everyone else will be like, "What the hell is she talking about?"
It'll be a funny inside joke.
There we go. Yeah, they were on their way though. They were trying to get some vengeance.
Yeah, but your movement is very telegraphed when, you know, Moon Meander's up in the top lane, shoving it with 2 boars. You're not defending. You say, okay, well, you're probably making a movement towards the bottom lane, going towards Drow Ranger, who it took us a little while to kill. So we're just going to TP out, and that's exactly what they do. They actually go for Roshan now. Okay.
I think that's fine. You've got a Magnus. You've got a lot of AoE. You've got ways to, you know, so many ways to fight coming out from the side of catJAMMERS, and a very limited amount of ways to fight coming out from Fun. What are you gonna do? All right, Brax jumps in, and that's it. Brax doesn't even have a Blink Dagger yet.
He's got it now.
Yeah, but he didn't have it then.
It was after Roshan.
Look at HFN, bold as brass, no cares in the world. Brax going in for the call, he just misses it slightly off the mark, going for the roar. Followed up here, oh, nice swap here from Moo. We'll be able to keep Brax alive just a little bit longer, but he's taking so much damage. HFN now ticking down to the Viper. It was gonna get gusted up by Envy, but he's still alive. Nope, there we go, they pop it. Brax gets taken down though, that's your big initiation. RP gets used here by Dubu, and he's just taking too much damage as he's able to go keep HFN still alive. Bryle's already vacated this area here. And Moon Meander just skedaddles.
Yeah. That felt like a very awkward fight. I mean, HFN, he decided to go in onto the axe. Like, he used that dagger and Phantom Strike initiation onto the... Like, even though you didn't get caught in the call, like, you might as well have been, because he initiated onto the axe when he had that plus 30 armor. That is the worst target you can go on for PA. Anytime after that, I think it would have been completely fine. Then, of course, she was walking out instead of committing to the fight because she didn't want to go down a second time. And then Magnus only got the RP off of the clockwork. It was just everything kind of went for Fun's way there. And they needed that fight to at least, like, expend the Aegis.
Doesn't even get the final hit. It's gonna be Bryle who collects. He'll take the illusion though.
You guys, you need to leave Envy. That is a bold move.
They get the hook shot off though. Push back though, maybe a little bit off the mark, but they've got the double damage. So HFN no longer an issue as Brack jumps onto the back line here, forces some fights over here onto Bryle, who's gonna TP out. What? They still have the vision though, so Envy gets himself a double kill with that double damage. Envy Dota. He said he shouldn't do it, and he said, I don't care. Now Owie's gonna be next to fall. Brax getting a big old dunk on the Marana. And this tower now belongs to the side of Fun.
What am I watching here?
Envy
How did
Dota,
that just work?
Envy Dota. 50-50.
That was such a risky play sitting at that low ground there. You know, if anyone was with them, they knew the enemies were still in the jungle. That's like the 200 IQ Eternal Envy play where they go, no way the enemy predicts this move. This is way too stupid of us to do for the enemy to predict it. So it ended up being insanely good. Envy is so smart sometimes. Oh my god.
See Neph's reaction right now, guys. He is definitely kerfuffled over this, for lack of a better term.
Man continues to baffle every Roya. Go back for your Imp Claw.
Uh-oh.
What do you... Is he... No. You get it. Get back. No. I don't think he realized he dropped it. Someone on his team's got to be pinging that out in a second. Alright, he just leaves the Imp Claw inside the enemy jungle. You see it on the ground there too, right?
Yeah, I see it here.
Alright.
Draw a sad face, but you can't really see it. A lot of pings coming out, but not the pings that we're talking about. Dubu smoked up behind. There's going to be the initiation, though, as they find the position 5, and they take down the Magnus. So they're still going to try to go in for a fight, though. The buyback comes out. Arrow doesn't quite connect here. HFN looking like he wants to go in. He's got his BKB now. This is a very big power spike. I don't know if you do this, though. Waiting for the Magnus to get in there with the Empower. Mirana still hidden.
They opt to get back, go back to the jungle. They think better of it, and I definitely agree with that one. I mean, Dubu, he's trying to play selfless Dota right now, and yes, the majority of his role is just using this Empower onto the Phantom Assassin, but he also needs a Blink Dagger to be able to get these initiations. Him getting on top of the Drow Ranger with his RP or getting on Brax, then taking him out before he can get an initial Berserker's call off is very important.
Follow-up looks like Bryle's going to be absolutely fine here. The BKB from HFN. He's on the back lines. He needs the rest of his team, though. Nice swap, though, coming out. We'll be able to keep Envy alive a little bit longer. They just do too much damage. Doesn't matter that they have that BKB. Oh, the Magic Missile coming in. They have it. Snaking going at the last second, having that opening now with the hook shot here. Over onto Moon Meander, going to make sure that he cuts off his escape route as he goes down.
Yeah, I mean... Right now, it just feels like they're down a hero with no Blink Dagger on Dubu, him not anywhere close to it. He hasn't, I think, gotten a single good RP off this game. The one time that I did see him use was against just the Clockwork, and it was awful. And right there, like, there were heroes grouped up, but they knew that they had nothing to be afraid of. They know that Dubu doesn't have this Blink Dagger. There's no way he's going to be able to get the RP off. So if they had that, like, these fights would be going so different. They're disabled, not able to move away from the Phantom Assassin. Just cleaves them all down. Great, but right now the game is slowly swinging back in their favor. I think they need to take a moment to allow Dubu to farm.
I just can't believe the fact that, you know, I think part of that, too, is the fact that HFN dove in so far in the back lines because they had already had the initiation from Brax and holding Bryle into place. I feel like maybe they should have collapsed more than just attacked forward. Perhaps they're thinking the fact that the fight is so split up that it would be easier for them, but
I mean,
like,
if you're
you don't have the people to follow up, to jump into the back lines with that PA at that point. Like, it took everyone a hot minute to get in there.
Yeah. I feel as if you're HFN there, you think, okay, what the hell is my team doing for the last, like, 15 seconds that I just initiated?
And then you realize that there was a whole other fight going on the other half of your screen that you didn't see.
Yeah.
Under attack.
They take a minute to farm again. You know, it feels awful when you complete that BKB and you don't end up getting anything out of it. That Imp Claw is still just sitting in there underneath that camp. Oh.
Neph is very triggered right now, but the arrow and the roar over onto Snaking, maybe a little bit overkill. Oh, the follow-up, though, from Brax. He does have the Blade Mail. Buyback coming out here. That's so much damage being dished out. Moon Meander going to go down. HFN, though, gets the kill on Brax. Dubu charging forward, trying to find this opening. You can see that this, HFN finds himself a double kill. They'll go and they use the RP, but like we said, where's the follow-up? You don't want to go into that.
No, that's the last thing PA wants. She'd have to commit the BKB if she did, and they don't want to jump on anything that isn't the Drow Ranger, because then she's going to multi-shot silence off on your entire team. So the RP comes out, but it's not really doing anything. You need to find a way to get on top of this Drow Ranger. That was the whole point of this early Phantom Assassin pickup. I feel like a lot of this lineup is just based around getting onto Eternal Envy. Like, he's the only one having a good game here. You had like such a late mechanism on Viper, but you're starting to let them come back into this game here. Yes, Dubu is the position 5, but he really needs this blink.
Play a little bit tighter, too, I think is the other problem. It's just these fights are just too wild back and forth. There's no hardcore focus.
Yep.
And that's really coming back to bite them in the butt here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Clockwork's excellent at doing that, taking these scrappy fights, splitting people up with the cogs and the hook shot, and Vengeful Spirit swapping people around. They're smoked up. They don't have Moonlight Shadow Veil. Oh, they initiate on Envy.
They hit on Envy, but can they follow it up though? Jump forward. There's the BKB coming out. HFN, he wants this kill, but again, they just have these great swaps coming out from Moo. So there's just two different fights going on now. So they're trying to fight their way up over here onto the high ground. Moon Meander on the back lines. They still see Envy. They'll finally be able to take him down. But everyone else is just split up too much. Where are they going? What are they doing? Dubu, he's just tanking all of these hits here as Moon Meander's trying to slow them down. Brax on the back line, though, is getting sliced into pieces by HFN. Doesn't manage to quite finish him off, though, as there's Leap 4 coming out from Maui. HFN will be able to find the kill. They need something to cancel out that TP from snaking, and they just don't have it.
So, fortunately, they get out with 2 heroes, but they lose Envy that time. So his brilliant strategy is running face first into the enemies, you know. Once in a while, it doesn't pay off. There is somebody there waiting for you. I want to say that tornado from Briar was beautiful. He held it until he knew the swap came out for Vengeful Spirit. It allowed Beastmaster to get onto Drow Ranger in the back line there and finish her off at the end of that fight. Very well timed there by Briar. God player here. They're trying to shove in lanes now. You know, what Axie did for another 13 seconds.
Found it. They grabbed it.
Ooh.
Yeah, this M-Claw now belongs to HFN. A costly mistake. Oh, nice arrow coming out from Aoi, but they're not looking to initiate right now.
That's his own Imp-Claw. The enemy Imp-Claw is sitting in their fountain now.
Yeah, I know. He got one and they also picked it up.
Yeah, it's interesting how that one works. Is it when you teleport it to base, it just goes under the ground in there.
Structures are fortified.
You know, Drow, I think, would have been pretty happy to have that Imp-Claw, as would have Roya. Everyone, really.
Alas, 'twas not meant to be.
Hmm. Sat there for ages before it was grabbed.
How long was that?
That was like 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's an oof.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Meander just kind of hanging out here in the top tree line, putting some pressure on the tower. Almost finished it off here. Brax revealing himself.
It's in deny range. It's got below 10%. We'll see if they decide to do that, or they're just hanging out beside the tower. They see him.
Oh, they see him! They found Movie under the blink board immediately now from Brax. This is a very dead. Oh god, Envy at the last second gets the final hit.
Thanks, Envy. Titan Sliver, Telescope picked up. He has some pretty good neutral items. HFN getting close to a Satanic here. There's the Basher. He talked about this. I'm not sure if he wants to go for the Abyssal first, though. I mean, getting on top of and stun locking down this Drow range is a pretty big deal. But of course, if you're just able to swap them out and you get called, suddenly you're off your target, and the Abyssal doesn't make that much of a difference. I think having the lifesteal, being able to sustain yourself in these team fights is just a little bit more important.
See Brax. Dubu's here, so is Bryle. The immediate jump forward. And, you know, it's a decent amount of damage punched back here at HFN thanks to that Blade Mail, but to really frighten him too badly. Smoke and Moonlight Shadow used. Going hunting. They're going to go up into the high ground. That's ambitious. Yeah, they see him. Jump in immediately over here onto Dubu with a swap. It's in the middle of everyone. They're lucky that he silenced up, or else I think we would have seen an RP. But there it is, jumping onto the back lines is HFN. He's taking too much damage though from Envy. He needs help. He needs some of that lifesteal like we talked about. They're able to go take W, and there it is. There's a really nice RP, and Bryle's here this time. Says Moon Meander. They should have the damage this time around. That blade hill over on Thicky does so much, and there's a roar on the back lines over onto Envy. They need to get everybody back there, and HFN been happy to help, but it's going to be Bryle with the triple kill. And just like that, the 4-fun lineup crumbles. Into the Roche that they go. Yeah, I think HFN needs lifesteal. Oh my god.
He had it sort of there. He's carrying the Paladin Sword. He's been holding onto that and the Titan's Liver. I think he's holding on to the Paladin Sword up until he finishes this Satanic. Doesn't have the lifesteal talent, though. He went for the plus 150 Phantom Strike cast range, which I really like against Drow Ranger. Anytime it's difficult to get onto the backline, you definitely want that extra cast range in order to get in. But we finally got to see a good RP there. I mean, it wasn't set up very well for HFN, no, but he did manage to land like the meteor into pushing them back and whatnot there. So some pretty big combo damage.
God, I was to see a swap in on Dubu. It's like you swapped a Magnus into your entire team. Do you see how fast they immediately like? It's like seeing soap being dropped into oil. Like just they all split. They're like, oh no, and like the Drow throwed out the silence as fast as she could, but oh, that was a little questionable. Down goes the top tower. Moon Meander's been working on that for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And
guess who's got his blink? I am so proud of Dubu right now.
Yay!
This guy's gonna make things happen now.
He is. He's the little tofu that could.
The jungle has everything Axe desire.
Meanwhile, on the side of Fun, they're all really playing tightly together over here. They're pretty scared after that fight. They don't want to get caught off.
But, they're happy to wait a little bit longer for this RP to come off a cooldown and reveal this Blink Dagger. Satanic just completed it as well.
Oh, the Hawk. Thinking about going in. Got the vision. Open up over onto Brax. Oh my god, Brax just absolutely melts here. But look at this damage coming out over on the backlines over here onto HFN. Gonna have to go try to jump back over onto the backlines. Trying to go after Boo here. Doesn't want to allow him to get any more of these nice swaps. And there's a follow-up here from Dubu as he manages to go collect himself a kill. Eternal Envy next to fall. Viper Strike is used over onto HFN. He doesn't care though. He's got his BKB and he's just healing up left and right. I think he got his Satanic. The GG gets called. catJAMMERS.
Yeah, they're just
another victory.
This game, they had a pretty good warm up against 4 Zoomers in that last series there. I felt like they played phenomenally this game. Dubu, a couple mistakes, wasn't able to get in and get these RPs off earlier on, but this PA was just too hard to fight into. And yes, NBA had some moments of brilliance this game and did do decently with the Drow Ranger, but Viper didn't have a good enough time in the early game. PA was able to farm as much as she wanted with that Empower. And of course, when you have that hero up against Drow Ranger, just able to instantly jump out of the backline, regardless of having the Clockwork and the Vengeful Spirit to save you, it's just not enough. Anyone who can get on top of Drow, I feel like, makes it not worth picking up that early in the drafting phase.
I think, we gave Dubu some flack because we were saying, he really needs that Blink Dagger. He really needs to be able to go and land these RPs. But during the laning phase, I would say he did a great job because HFN was allowed to just farm to his heart's content. It didn't feel like he was doing a lot, but he was really making the supports very nervous. And at one point, you saw Snaking, he left. He went over to that mid lane. He was like, okay, I want to help Ryoya out. I want to put some pressure on Bryle. But because he did that, it was just Brax versus Dubu and Envy. So Envy, or sorry, not that. It was HFN and Dubu versus just Brax all by himself. And they can zone with that. They can make it so that way HFN can just hit these creeps. He's not interrupted. And it came back to bite them in the butt. That and the fact that Bryle won mid very, very handily too. So, they threw a lot of resources at them, but they didn't get much out of it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well played there by catJAMMERS. Another very good draft. I like what they did there. For fun, I felt like they played a little bit of solid Dota. Rory, he threw his middle way a little bit, and you pick something other than the Drow Ranger. I do think victory is in their grasp here. So we'll see if they change things up with how they drafted. If Rory 747 plays a little bit more careful in the mid lane in this next game.
All right. Sounds good. So again, this is group stages. So everything is a best of 2 series. This was first game of the series with catJAMMERS versus For Fun. So we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to have more of the Summit 13. So stick around.